Yo, 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 everyone. I am here once again, delivering the Gospels. Sorry. That was corny. No, I know. But yeah, my topic today is a bit of kind of a lightweight, small little video on the boy, Drizzy Drake. I hate calling him that. Like the boy. Who comes up with that shit? But anywho, I listened to his most latest album, Some Sexy Songs for You. And boy, oh boy, did that album not make me feel any sorts of sexy at all. Yeah, that shit sucked. Now, I'm going to admit this before I continue with my overall. I guess you could kind of say that this will be a review of the album, but kind of not at the same time. Kind of just my raw thoughts on it. But I'm gonna say this: I am most definitely a Kendrick Lamar Glazer fanatic, whatever you want to call it. If that's your opinion of me, then pretty much yeah, I like his shit, and there are reasons for that. But one of the main reasons as to why I would prefer Kendrick over a J. Cole or a Drake or a Big Sean or a Future is that despite the fact that he raps about some quote unquote deeper ish type of issues or some stuff that generally affects society at large, he does it in a way in which he tries to use the key word here effort. Real, genuine effort. And he puts that into his raps, and that's how he conveys certain ideas and or beliefs and ideologies when it comes to the themes of each album. For example, in Good Kid, Mad City, that was basically themed up, or basically the theme of that album was a kid growing up, a good kid basically growing up in like a lousy environment or a pretty hectic environment in which people his age had to grow up fast in order to survive and in order to thrive. And him as an upcoming rapper was just kind of like reminiscing on those times and explaining why he did things he did, why he, you know, overall had to become who he is today based on the environment that he grew up in. Uh, you had the Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers album pretty much conveying themes of, well, to be honest, the main theme I get from that album is self-love, loving yourself, building upon yourself, self-reflection, overall just being better as a person and learning that your faults don't necessarily make up who you are. You can learn and grow from those faults to become a better person and overall, you know, thrive. That's the stuff that he did, and that's the stuff that he conveyed that he did on that album. I've been gone for like how many days? 1,500 or whatever days. I've been working on some shit. Obviously paraphrasing that line because I don't remember, and like I just like Jesus Christ. I just woke up, so yeah. But yeah, why am I blabbering about Kendrick? Well, excuse me. The key word being effort. There was, well, at least I felt, there was none of that on Some Sexy Songs for You. And I thought that this album was basically gonna be Drake coming back to form in that he would do what he does best and work on his melodies. He would sing, he would like try to harmonize his emotions and just be in that bag of, you know, being that emotional rapper that everyone thinks he is. Because, to be honest, that's what he does best. That's who he is. Some of his greatest hits and his greatest, like, actual bops have come from that era of him being, like this emotional, kind of certain quote unquote sassy individual. So yeah, I was excited for that because I was tired of Drake rapping. I just wanted to have a good time with him on an R&B cut, especially considering the fact that Party Next Door was on this album and he was going to be collaborating with Drake to overall give us a good R&B album. I was like, yeah, in theory, this sounds amazing. Boy, oh boy, was it not. Now, there were very much some songs that I actually liked and appreciated on this album. For example, CN Tower, Mothballs. What else? Deeper was a bit, it was pretty decent. What else was there? Giving a Hug. Lasers was a pretty funny little jab. Nokia, I absolutely fucking hated. What the fuck was that album? What's that track? Jesus Christ. What was that track? What was that shit? Like, ew. Like, the last 4 songs on the album, I feel like that was when they were finally starting to get some rhythm and some overall connection. And by the way, PND, despite the fact that he collaborated with Drake on this album, I did not feel his presence, his emotion, and his overall effort in this album at all. So yeah, there's that. So overall, I think this was just a fucking mid album, bro. Like, just mid. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. It was just mid. And that's the standard that we've come to know from Drake these days, or at least the couple, like, last 5 to 6 years. Like, whenever he makes an album, it feels like you take the songs that you find fun or exciting and you just get the fuck up out of there because there ain't nothing else. And that's sad because there was a time in which every Drake album that came out, people had mad expectations, people had mad favor for him to do and say some pretty enticing shit, some pretty interesting shit, to rap like his life was on the freaking line and make some pretty self-reflective almost. Well, not self-reflective, that's a lie. To make some pretty fucking cool R&B tracks on said albums. Let's say that. But nowadays, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from bro. Because he's never... I don't know, man. And this comes back to like the main issue I have with Drake as an artist these days anyway. He has the potential, the resources, the money, the influence, that every time he makes an album, he has the potential to go to distant galaxies, to go to separate universes, parallel universes, in terms of the overall quality and the vibes of a new album release or a mixtape or something like that. Both when it comes to his rapping or his more sensitive R&B cuts. But he always settles, and this is from the last 5 to 6 years, of course, he always settles with like Crashing Into the Moon. And it's so frustrating because you listen to these albums and you're like, bro, I know he could have done better. I know it, but he doesn't. And it's like, if he doesn't care, why the fuck should I care? I'm just gonna take the songs that I like, listen to them for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I guess, a month, maybe even 2, if you really like some of the songs that were on the album, and forget about them. Unlike the next big release from another artist. And that shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be this way, because, like, look from where Drake was coming from. Like, some hits like Marvin's Room, the Views album, that collab album he did with Future. I'm forgetting the name right now. Just, I don't know, man. I want the Nothing Was the Same Drake. I want the old Drake back, man. I don't know what this new guy is. I don't know who he is, but he is definitely. And it comes back to the whole thing too as well. And this is something that, you know, I think is affecting him more than people think, because that type of Drake that would make an album like Nothing Was the Same, he's still present in his ideologies and shit. Now, it's just that he's too freaking old for that shit now. He's too freaking old to be talking shit about his exes or to be talking misogynistically about certain values he holds as women, or talking about strippers that he knows by name. I don't give a shit about that. That's why I relate to artists like a Kendrick or a Future or a fucking J. Cole, because I know that there is some sort of authenticity in their raps. With Drake, I don't feel that anymore, and that's sad. But yeah, I'm rambling. I'm gonna end it right here. If you like the album, that's cool. But for me, this album was definitely mid. A 5 out of 10 at best. And that is not the quality that you come to expect from a Drake. It's sad, but it is what it is. So yeah, later. Bye. See ya.